Have you ever wondered what lies beyond the everyday internet we use for shopping, chatting, and scrolling through social media? Imagine for a moment that the websites you visit, daily Google, YouTube, Instagram, are just the tip of an iceberg. Beneath that tip is a massive, shadowy structure hidden under the water. That is the dark web. And what you're about to hear are chilling accounts from ordinary people who clicked their way into a world they never should have entered. This isn't science fiction. This isn't some movie. These are real stories, and they will change the way you look at the internet forever. Let's begin with one of the most terrifying accounts ever shared online. A young man browsing a dark web marketplace thought he was just participating in some internet urban legend, the idea of ordering a so-called mystery box. The listing looked almost playful. What you receive may change your life forever. He paid, half expecting nothing would ever arrive. But weeks later, a plain, unmarked cardboard box appeared at his doorstep. Inside, there was no gadget, no toy, no prank. Instead, there was a teddy bear. At first glance, harmless, but stitched into the back was a hidden pocket. Inside it, a USB drive. Curious, he plugged it into his laptop. What appeared on the screen made his stomach drop graphic, disturbing videos that seemed to show real people in situations no human should ever be in. He slammed the laptop shut, destroyed the USB, and threw the bear in the trash. But the fear didn't end there. Over the next few weeks, he noticed unfamiliar cars parked near his house, and on one occasion, a stranger seemed to follow him home. Was it paranoia, or had someone on the dark web decided to keep watching? This is the kind of reality the dark web can lead you into. For those who don't know, the dark web is a hidden part of the internet that requires special software like the Tor browser to access. It's not inherently evil. Journalists, activists, and whistleblowers use it to communicate safely. But anonymity also attracts criminals, hackers, and predators. Drugs, weapons, stolen data, and even human trafficking are rumored to be just clicks away. And while not everything you hear is true, many people who've wandered too far have shared stories that sound more like nightmares than reality. Take, for example, the infamous legend of the Red Rooms. For years, whispers circulated online about live-streamed torture shows where viewers could pay to watch horrors unfold in real time. Many dismissed it as a myth, but one Reddit user described clicking a suspicious link while exploring forums late one night. The link led to a paywall promising access to exclusive live entertainment. What he saw before the stream cut off was a grainy video feed of a dimly lit room. In the frame was a figure tied to a chair. The user didn't pay, didn't want to know what came next, and quickly exited, but the image haunted him for weeks. He said he could still picture the fear in that person's eyes. Whether it was staged or real, the psychological damage was very real. Not every story involves violence, but some are just as disturbing. One man described searching for freelance work on the dark web, thinking he might find some quick cash. He stumbled across a job listing that sounded simple: deliver small packages for high pay. Intrigued, he clicked apply. Within hours, he received a message that froze his blood. It contained his full name, home address, and even his workplace. He had never given this information to anyone online. Somehow, they already knew who he was. The message ended with a chilling sentence: "We'll contact you when you're ready." He never logged into that account again. Another user shared a bizarre yet terrifying experience. While clicking through hidden forums, he entered what looked like a simple chat room. Dozens of usernames were listed as online, but the screen was completely silent. Curious, he typed, "Hello." Within seconds, dozens of identical replies flooded in. "We've been waiting for you," the words repeated again and again, until his computer froze. He shut everything down, but later that night, while lying in bed, he swore he heard faint notification sounds, even though his laptop was turned off. Was it a glitch, a hallucination, or something darker? Perhaps the most unsettling story comes from someone who made a small purchase to test the waters of fake ID from a well-known dark web vendor. The process was smooth, the delivery quick, but a few days later he received another package he hadn't ordered. Inside was a photograph of his own house, taken from across the street. A note was attached: "Thanks for trusting us." He moved out within months, never returning to that address. What makes these stories so powerful powerful isn't just the creepy details, it's the reminder that the dark web blurs the line between myth and reality. Some experiences may be exaggerated or fabricated, but others are backed by consistent accounts, enough to make you question where the truth ends and the nightmare begins. For those who explore, the consequences aren't just digital, they spill into real life. Once your identity is compromised, once your address is known, there's no closing that door again. And here's the thing most people forget. The dark web is full of scams, but even scams can be dangerous. A red room might be fake, but the payment details you enter could expose your identity. Mystery box might just be a hoax, but the sender now has your real home address. Even visiting the wrong site could infect your computer with malware designed to track your every move. That's why law enforcement agencies around the world warn people against exploring these spaces for fun, because curiosity can cost more than you're prepared to pay. So, what's the takeaway from all of this? The dark web is not some cool, edgy corner of the internet to casually explore. It's a labyrinth filled with both illusion and genuine danger. For some, it starts as harmless curiosity, a late-night search, a mysterious forum, a link shared by a friend. But for too many, it ends in fear, paranoia, and trauma that lingers long after the browser window is closed. The next time you think about diving into that hidden world, remember these stories. Ask yourself, is a few minutes of curiosity worth a lifetime of nightmares? Is a glimpse into the unknown worth risking your privacy, your safety, maybe even your life? Because for those who have gone too far, the answer is clear. And if you found these stories as chilling as I did, don't wander into the dark web yourself. Instead, stay here, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and join me as we uncover more true tales from the internet's darkest corners. After all, sometimes the scariest stories are the ones hiding behind a simple click.